did not believe in evil until that night. My name is Ada. I was a young nurse working night shifts in an old hospital at the edge of town. People said strange things happened there. They said spirits walked through the corridors at night. I laughed whenever I heard those stories. But everything changed one terrible night. The hospital was unusually quiet, too quiet. Even the sound of the generator felt weak and tired. Most patients were asleep, and the long corridors looked empty and cold. Before leaving the nurse station, Kioma looked at me strangely and said, "If you hear anything tonight, just ignore it." I laughed nervously. "Ignore what?" But she said nothing and walked away. A few minutes later, I heard it. Footsteps, slow, heavy, dragging footsteps coming from the dark hallway. At first, I thought it was a patient wandering around, so I carried my flashlight and walked into the corridor. "Hello?" I called softly. "Who is there?" No answer. The hallway was empty, but the footsteps continued, this time behind me. I turned quickly, my heart pounding hard inside my chest. Nothing was there. I tried to calm myself, but then I heard a woman crying, soft crying, painful crying. "Please, help me." The voice was coming from Ward C. My body froze immediately. Ward C had been closed for months after something terrible happened there. Nobody talked about it anymore. Slowly, I walked toward the old ward. The crying suddenly stopped. Then the door opened by itself. I could barely breathe. Inside the room was complete darkness. My hands were shaking as I pointed my flashlight inside. And then I saw her, a woman sitting alone on one of the beds. Her back was facing me. Her long hair covered most of her body. "Madam, are you okay?" I whispered. She did not move. I stepped closer carefully. Then she spoke. "You came..." Her voice sounded wrong, deep, heavy. Like many people were speaking at the same time, fear rushed through my body. Slowly, the woman turned toward me, and what I saw still haunts me today. One of her eyes was missing. Her mouth was stretched unnaturally wide. Her skin looked torn and rotten. I screamed loudly and ran for my life. As I ran through the corridor, the hospital lights began switching off one after another. Behind me, darkness chased me. Then I heard voices whispering all around me. "Ada, Ada, come back." I kept running without looking back. When I finally reached the nurse station, I saw Kioma standing silently near the wall. Something felt wrong, very wrong. "Kioma," I called, slowly. She turned toward me. Her eyes were completely black, and then she smiled. "You saw her, didn't you?" I began crying in fear. "What is happening here?" She laughed softly, but it was no longer Kioma's voice. "This hospital is not for the living." Suddenly, the lights came back on. Everything became silent again. Kioma blinked in confusion. "Ida, why are you crying?" she asked normally. But I already knew the truth. The next morning, I left that hospital forever. I never returned, and sometimes late at night, when everywhere becomes silent, I still hear the voices whispering my name. "Ida."
Ada.